in the name of one God, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer. Amen. It's an ancient story, one we know so well, in fact, that it's easy to forget that it turns the world upside down. The story of the birth of Jesus is set on the world's stage against the backdrop of the Roman Empire. That oppressive government was at the same time both culturally sophisticated and morally brutal. A quarter of the world's population was held in its mighty grip, and yet so quietly, in the region of Syria, in a backwater Judean village, God entered into history. A vulnerable baby was born to a couple of ordinary people looking for shelter. So many such couples have gone unseen throughout history. That couple with their child at loaves and fishes, waiting in line for a bag of groceries and some warm clothing. Migrant couples who are looking for a safe place to be with their kids. Families who are just trying to make ends meet all over the world. No, Mary and Joseph were not considered important or in any way remarkable in the eyes of the world. And yet through them, the world would be given a Savior in the birth of Jesus. But this inbreaking of God into history did not go completely unnoticed. It was witnessed and celebrated and broadcast by celestial messengers of God. Angels appeared, not to royalty or to the wealthy, not to the governmental or religious leaders, but to shepherds, those humble migrant people who were always viewed with suspicion. Shepherds were literally outsiders. They lived on the edges of society, on the edges of survival, really. And yet they were the first to be given the good news. An angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord." Did you hear it? To you and for all. This good news is for you and a great joy for all people. To you and to all, a Savior. Not just for the elite, not just for the privileged few. To you, the ordinary outcast, you will be given a king who will care for humankind and usher in God's reign of love. This Savior would teach a new way to live, a way of peace, a way of truth, a way of love. This new way would bring freedom without violence, and status and wealth would no longer be the measure of a person. And this new way is for you. The shepherds heard the message loud and clear, and after they had seen the Holy Family, they told people what they had learned and experienced, and all who heard them were amazed. What the shepherds heard and learned and experienced was, of course, not just an event in history. This is not just their story. It's our story, too. The whole course of history changed from the birth of Jesus. And this continues to be good news for all people. Jesus is born for all. Christ has come among us. And we too have an important role in this continuing story to play. Like Mary, we can say yes to God and yes to Christ dwelling in us. And like her, we can carry Christ into the world. The mystery of God's reign of love has begun in us and for us. We might wonder what we are to do with so much love. Well, in the 16th century, St. Teresa of Avila wrote the following to encourage us in this mystery and to challenge us to walk in Jesus' way of love. Christ has no body now but yours. No feet, no hands on earth but yours. Yours are the eyes through which he looks compassion on this world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands through which he blesses all the world. Yours are the hands. Yours are the feet. Yours are the eyes. You are his body. Christ has no body now on earth but yours. This is God's Christmas gift to each one of us. God gives to you God's own self so that you can be your most authentic self, so that the world might know God's love because of you, because Christ is born in you. The story of Jesus continues to make all the difference in the world. Just as surely as Jesus came amongst the ordinary, common folk of the first century Palestine, unto us a Savior is born. Christ is born in us and comes among us to save us from darkness, to save us from conflict and division. Christ is born in us and comes among us to show us how to live with integrity, hope, and compassion. Christ is born in us and comes among us to love us and to remind us that we are worthy of God's love and remembrance. And so is every single person we will ever meet. This is indeed good news of great joy for all people. To you this day a Savior is born. To you, God's beloved. To you. Amen.